The day my father brought Nena home was the day everything changed. I was barely 11, still mourning my mother's death after a long illness that had drained not just her strength, but my father's entire savings. Papa was a quiet man, a primary school teacher in a small town in Anambra State, respected, gentle, but too trusting. Nena came in with a suitcase and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She was young, maybe in her early 30s, and beautiful in a loud, attention-seeking way. Painted nails, flashy clothes, and a voice like a market vendor's. I remember the way she looked at me that first day, like I was dirt under her shoes. "This is my daughter Adaora," Papa had said proudly. "She's a smart girl, top of her class." Nena smiled wide and fake. "We will be one happy family." I believed her. Foolishly. First things were quiet. Nena cooked, cleaned, and made sure Papa's shirts were well ironed. She even braided my hair once, though she pulled too hard and told me I had village hair. I ignored the insult. I was just happy to have someone comb it at all. But as the weeks went by, I began to notice things. Small things. My portions at dinner grew smaller, while hers seemed to multiply. When she had her 2 daughters, Chidinma and Ifeoma, brought from her previous marriage to live with us, the shift became undeniable. They had meat in their soup, had bones, they had juice, had tap water. They wore new clothes. I wore my old ones until they tore. Nena locked the kitchen every night with a key she hung on her wrapper like a charm. And during the day, she watched me like a hawk. Once, I tried to sneak a spoon of rice from the pot while she was bathing the girls. She caught me with the spoon halfway to my mouth. "You greedy rat," she screamed. "You want to finish the food meant for humans." Then she beat me with a mop handle until my back bled. When Papa came home and asked why I had scratches, I lied. "I fell while running." He didn't know that while I slept hungry, his new wife was frying chicken for her girls in the kitchen. I was never allowed to enter. I became an expert in pretending I wasn't hungry. I drank water in gulps to fill the emptiness in my stomach. I chewed raw Gary behind the house when no one was watching. Sometimes a kind neighbor, Mama Uju, would sneak me a slice of bread or a mango. "Don't let that witch catch you," she'd whisper, pressing food into my palm. "You look like breeze can carry you away." School became my escape. There I could laugh. There I could forget. My teacher, Mrs. Obi, noticed my gaunt frame and sunken cheeks. "Adaora, are you eating at home?" I nodded. She didn't believe me, but she didn't push. Still, I knew she cared. Once she gave me a pack of biscuits after school. Cried while eating it. It was the first full meal I had in days. Papa was blind. Not literally. But to Nena's cruelty, he saw nothing. He worked from morning till night, chasing small private lessons to supplement his income. He came home tired and smiling, asking me about school and giving me the occasional N200 note for snacks I never got to buy. "You're lucky," people said. "At least your stepmother didn't throw you out." I didn't feel lucky. I felt invisible. Sometimes Papa would bring home foodstuff, rice, beans, oil. And before he could even take off his shoes, Nena would grab it, thank him sweetly, and hide it away. One day, I watched as she locked the cupboard with a padlock. She saw me staring and hissed, "You think you'll eat for free in my house? Who are you? Your mother is dead. I am your mother now." But she was not my mother. My mother had hands that healed, not harmed. A voice that soothed, not scorched. I missed her every single day. There was a night the hunger was so bad that my stomach cramped until I doubled over. I snuck into the kitchen around midnight and found leftover jollof rice in a pot. I was barely 2 spoons in when Nena grabbed me from behind. I hadn't even heard her footsteps. She didn't shout this time. She didn't even speak. She dragged me to the toilet, pushed me in, and locked the door. "You'll sleep there today. Maybe rats will teach you some manners," she whispered through the door. I cried until my throat was raw. I slept on the cracked floor, beside the leaking toilet bowl. That night, I prayed to my mother in heaven. "Mama, if you can see me, please help me. Please." Hope came from an unexpected place. One day, I left my notebook on the table during break. When I opened it later, a folded note dropped out. It read, "Adaora, I know something is wrong. If you ever need a place to stay or someone to talk to, come to this address after school. Don't tell anyone. Be safe. Mrs. Obi." My heart pounded. Was this a test? Was it a trap? But then again, wasn't I already living in a trap? I kept the note hidden under my mattress, touching it every night like a charm, until the day everything broke. It was a Friday. Long, torturous. I hadn't eaten in over 24 hours. Nena had gone to the market and warned me not to touch anything. The girls had their lunch, rice and stew with fried plantain, right in front of me, laughing and chewing loudly. I licked my lips and walked away. In school I struggled to stay awake. The board was blurry. My stomach felt like it was folding in on itself. I remember standing up to answer a question. Then everything went black. I fainted in front of my whole class. I woke up in the school clinic with 4 fluid in my hand and Mrs. Obi by my side. Tears welled in her eyes. I knew it. I knew something was wrong. When she asked me what was going on at home, I broke. Everything came pouring out. Nena's abuse, the locked kitchen, the beatings, the nights without food. Mrs. Obi reported it immediately. Social welfare got involved. Papa was called in and was in shock. He kept repeating, "I didn't know. I didn't know." But how could he not? He wept when he saw the bruises on my back, when he realized all the food he brought never reached me. He divorced Nena that same month. She screamed and cursed, but she had no power anymore. The law took her daughters. She was taken in for child abuse. And for the first time in a long while, really ate hot rice, fresh fish, cold malt. And I slept on a soft bed in a warm house with no padlocks on the kitchen. I'm now 22, a university graduate. I wrote this story to remind the world that wickedness can hide in plain sight, and that not all stepmothers are fairy tale villains. Some are real, and some get away with it too often. But not always. I forgave Papa. Slowly. He visits me now, and we talk like we used to. I still visit Mrs. Obi every Christmas. She's family now. And every time I eat, I remember the hungry girl I used to be. And I never let anyone in my care go hungry again. Because I know what it's like to be starved in a house filled with food. 'Cause I lived it. And I survived it.